I just broke my PC. And I want to show you what I did so that you don't make the same mistake. I started using Linux Ubuntu version back in 2020 when I started programming. And that also happened during the pandemic when I also did a job shift. Now, just as a short intro, I worked in HP, then after the split at HP, where I actually was working with sales and also with engineers to build really large mission critical systems in order to ship them to large enterprise companies or hospitals or in defense sector. So during the coronavirus, I was thinking, why not learn programming? Initially, I had no idea in what I was actually getting into. However, 1 year later, I landed my first job. It was really hard.
Yeah, boy.
Now let's get back to Linux. Back in 2020, when I started programming, Linux was only occupying around 15 gigabytes out of your storage. Maybe 25, 30 gigabytes with all the applications installed. So initially when I was doing the partitioning, manually of course, I was adding around 16 gigabytes just for the operating system and all the software. Obviously last time when I also installed Linux on my machine, which is over here, I only added 65 gigabytes of space, which is not enough nowadays. And that's mainly because of the user interface and also installing other softwares like DaVinci Resolve, or maybe you're installing SteamOS to just play a game, or maybe you're installing other programs which are actually installed in your library directory, which is in var-lib-snapd. And here's me navigating into var-lib just to check what is taking up so much space that is actually slowing down my operating system. So obviously we had to navigate into the files and see which are the ones which consume the most storage on our NVMe. Sudo stands for running the command line. DU stands for disk usage, -H stands for human readable, and then we have --max -depth equals 1/var. This means that we want to see the files which are under var. And as we can see, var/snap and also var/lib are taking up the most amount of space. So here we have all the packages which are consuming the most amount of space. Now we also want to navigate into var-lib and then also into var-snapd. Now recently I also installed SteamOS because I also wanted to play a game. And that's mainly because I wanted to install Enlisted. And that's also because I bought a new mouse and I'm going to do an unboxing and also a review on that mouse, so stay tuned on that, which essentially started to slow down my system because I didn't have enough space anymore on the root partitioning. So initially I partitioned up my NVMe as following: 65 gigs for the root, for the operating system, then also 28 gigs for swap. Essentially, swap is storing all your opened applications when you put your computer to hibernation mode. So you need that space in order to make sure that your application don't close down when you put your computer to hibernation mode. Then I also had 1 gigabyte for boot, and the rest of it was for home, where essentially I am storing all my videos, Docker, and also some of the games. Now here is actually how I broke my system. I actually tried to move snapd to home and create a system link between home and an image on the snapd which remained on the root. And obviously, as we cannot move the var/lib, we need to move the var/snap. So what can you find on snap? Well, let's say you install the snap version of Docker. So sudo snap install Docker. This version stores its logs, certificates, and settings into var/snap Docker. If you install the official version, then this version stores all its data on var-lib Docker. And this is a better practice. Is it safe to move var/snap? Well, not really. If you're deleting this directory, you're actually deleting the memory of your apps. So for example, if you have a database running on snap, deleting this folder would delete all your data. Also, if you move snap to another partition, then you need to create a symlink, which is actually a bind mount between your new directory on your new repository and the old repository, which is in var/snap. Okay, I got a bit scared, but we have now 53 gigs and we had removed 6.7 gigs. So essentially what happened after this part is that I couldn't access any of the applications which I used to access. And not only I couldn't access them, but the icons didn't show up either. I couldn't access Firefox, DaVinci Resolve, OBS, any of those applications anymore. However, my Docker was still functioning, and also my NAS and also the AI, which I installed. So I actually accessed Olama 3.1 and started to undo what I actually did. Started to move back the snapd and try to repair something. So we did this, however, it's still not working. So there was only one option left. Uninstall the snapd and then reinstall everything. And essentially what I did is to move some of the space from home into root. And in order to avoid our problems, at least for the next 5 years, I just moved around 200 gigabytes. And I did it with a tool called GParted. However, in order to use this tool, you need to create a bootable USB on which you burn the current Ubuntu version that you have. So essentially you restart your PC and also make sure that you have the USB inserted to only once in order to go to the next page. Then on the next page, you select install or try Ubuntu. Once the OS loads, you can enter GParted. So you press your Windows key, then type GParted, and you can enter into GParted. In order to do the resizing, you have to move the free space that you have on the selected partitioning into the left. So for example, if you have at the most right side the home partitioning, then you have the swap, then you also have the boot, the UEFI, and only then you have at the outmost left side the root. Then you have to move that free space that you want to add to the root from the right to the left, step by step. And how you can actually do that is to move the free space from the left side of the selected partitioning, from where you actually select the free space. And in my specific case, it was home. You create empty space, you select the empty space, then click resize. Then you have the empty space, then you select swap, and you add the empty space to swap. Then you select again swap, then you click resize and create another empty space. Then you will have empty space, then you click on boot and you want to add the empty space which you have just created to boot. Now in my case, from 1 gigabyte of boot, I had 201 gigabytes of boot. So I reselected boot and I created empty space of 200 gigabytes in order to resize. Then I also had 200 gigabytes of free space. And then finally I clicked home and added 200 gigabytes of free space to home and resized it. Once this is done, you can finish the actions and then restart. So you will remove the USB, you will restart, but add it back again, because then you want to enter Ubuntu again in recovery mode. And that's because you want to reinstall the DPKG packages. So insert the bootable USB, so live Ubuntu. Then press F2 once when you enter the page where you have to select your options, and then you get into recovery mode. Once you get to recovery mode, you will have multiple options in a list, and you select to repair DPKG packages. Once everything is done, then you can restart again and remove the bootable USB. Now the next process would be to reinstall snapd, and we can do that by following the next prompts. Oh, by the way, you can just skip this part if you didn't do the same mistake like me, moving snapd back and forward and just repairing files. You can just do the GParted part and then just restart the PC and everything should be fine. However, if you try to do the snapd part, then we can do the following commands. So in order to do that, we want to run sudo rm rf we will actually delete the renamed backup folder, and then we will also delete the system's old snap folder. So as you can see, reinstalling snapd didn't solve all the problems. We had to restart and refresh the database. And now we also need to reinstall some of the applications that we used to use. And one of that is DaVinci Resolve, Shortcut, OBS, Steam, and so on. Once we have deleted snapd and the old files, we will need to reinstall GNOME Shell and the extensions that we have in GNOME Shell. Then we can also check if we still have OBS. Then we also need to update the desktop database, then install Steam, then also check if we still have Firefox. We can do a sudo apt update just to refresh everything. Then we can also reinstall Shortcut, which is the classic version, which is actually better if I'm not wrong. Then install GParted because I didn't have that either. Then also check Docker Swarm status, and you can do that by sudo systemctl and see if everything is still right. And that's pretty much it. Now, one of the beautiful things is that I preserved Docker and all the functionalities on Docker with Samba and Nextcloud, and also my NAS, the configuration of the NAS, and even AI, the Olama. However, in order to avoid all these mistakes that I did, just allocate at least 200 gigabytes for Linux because it just grows. Because Linux overall has grown from 1% on a global usage to 3 or 4% nowadays. I really hope you enjoyed this video and it will save you from a headache, because this actually took me around 2-3 hours instead of reinstalling everything, Docker, Samba, Nextcloud, the AI. This video can actually help you to resize your partitions in 10-20 minutes without spending 2 hours to move snapd to one partition to another and breaking things like I did. So make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe, and maybe also hit the notification bell. That's all from my side. See you on the next one.